All right, thanks for your patience there. I always just want to make sure we can catch up on chat as much as possible and answer all the questions. But I'm about to answer even more questions with my intro. So everybody, welcome in. My name is Erin of erinbunpaints. Shout out to Terry for this lovely apron with my lovely name on it. So beautiful. Thank you, Terry. And yeah, welcome to my tutorial. So what I'll be doing today, of course, it's a tutorial, so I'll be teaching you step by step how to recreate the beautiful painting beside me. I always say it, I'll say it again. I don't name the paintings. If you have title names, which we've already had suggested in both chats here, then I'd love to hear them so that I can give a nice beautiful name to this beautiful painting when I post it to YouTube. For context, I said 2 chats here. I'm streaming on 2 different websites right now. We're on Facebook on this side. I'm on Twitch on this side. Welcome to Facebook, welcome to Twitch. You're all friends here. It's just 2 different platforms to reach as many people as possible. So there we are. There we are. But yeah, teaching you step by step, that's how it goes. So you can have a look at this painting. I'll keep it up here for another moment or two if you want to take a quick screenshot, if you like to have a nice steady version. It's also on my Instagram page, instagram.com/erinbunpaints. It's also on the Facebook event page in the banner, so you have lots of places to look. Otherwise, take a quick photo, because I will be replacing it with a blank canvas very soon. I replace it with a blank canvas so that I can paint along with you, okay? So you can actually see what I do step by step. I can talk about what I'm doing, you can see exactly what I'm doing, and that way we can all paint together. I'm literally painting with you, as always. The materials we use, they're always listed in the event page, but just in case anyone needs to check, I'll list them all out again. So we have white paint, black paint, red paint, yellow paint, and phthalo blue. Those are my basic colors. If you have things like purple pre-mixed or a nice golden yellow pre-mixed, you can use those, of course, but I just kind of keep it basic just in case people have limited supplies at their homes. In terms of the brushes, I have 3, my usual 3. My gang of 3, we have the large flat brush, medium round brush, and small round brush. I also recommend having a cup of paint water nearby, maybe a towel or paper towel just to wipe off your brush, but otherwise, other than a canvas, you're pretty much good to go. And then just for those wondering, because I'm sure the question will pop up, everyone always asks, do I save this video? I do. I save it on both Facebook and on Twitch, so whatever platform you're most comfortable with, you can actually view this right after I'm done. It'll stay there. The only reason it gets deleted is because I move it to YouTube. So if you want to check out this one eventually and all of my other past tutorials, youtube.com/erinbunpaints has all of them. I edit them all down a little bit, do a little intro, but otherwise it's the same tutorial, same speed and everything. So you can check that all out on YouTube. So let's talk about the painting a little bit, then we can get started. So what I started off with this painting that was a mixed up sentence. What did I start off with in this painting? We started with the sky. We're gonna start with the sky today. So I did a nice purple. You can see I just kind of did a nice soft purple in the background, and then I'm going to layer on clouds after. So we don't need to worry about clouds quite yet. We're just going to do a soft kind of lavender with some white streaks in it, and then I'm going to teach you how to blend it down into a nice yellow, nice and clean, so it's nice and soft all the way down. We want to add some white to this so that it creates kind of a buffer zone in between the purple and the yellow. If we don't do that, purple and yellow are going to mix together and create kind of a muddy color. So just so you know that, you want to avoid actually blending purple into yellow. We're instead going to do purple, some white, and then the yellow down here. So let's get started. We got a large flat brush. You can grab that to start. You can put it in your paint water. And we can go to our palette, whatever your palette may be. Welcome back to my palette, the volcano plate. Oh, too big, too big. There it is. And I'm going to put it on my lap because it's way too heavy to hold up now. And we're going to mix our first color, which is a nice light purple. So we can start with white. And to the white, you can add just small amounts of blue and red. Star Paint, welcome in if I didn't say hello. Dark, welcome in as well. Cheers, Maria. Jerry says, hi, Twitch. You're getting a hello back. See, you're communicating. It's great. Whee! Oh, Kirsty. Oh, that's sweet. So yeah, Kirsty's like, I'll miss you on Sunday. Oh, I appreciate it. Just know that you can watch me on YouTube and stuff if you really miss me that much. I'll talk about Sunday in a second and like future Sundays as well, because I know I had a few questions about that. So again, the color we're mixing, just to review, was using the large flat brush, a little bit of blue, and a little bit of red into a pile of white, because we want a nice soft purple to begin. Mish, welcome into Twitch there. Have to do this one later. No worries. I know it's a little bit of a different day for me, so it's all good. Oh, and it's your daughter's birthday. Okay. Of course that takes priority. Happy birthday to your daughter. I hope she has a great birthday. 17. Oh, that's fun. Hope you have a good night together. Very special, yes. Yes, we're all caught up. Good, good, good. So again, any very soft purple. So let me replace this now. I will bring this up and down as I reference it, but for the most part, we'll see just my canvas here. The lighting once again, playing with me. And we're going to add that to, I would say it's about the top third of the canvas. I'm just going to have a better look to really make sure. Yeah, third to a quarter, something like that. So you can just go right along here it's about a quarter to a third. And we're just going to swipe on this paint left and right, back and forth. So you can really see how light it is. Not the lightest purple, of course, but pretty close. It's a very nice, just soft lavender color. So yeah, I was going to talk about Sunday and future Sundays. There's nothing really changing, guys. I just had a busy Sunday last Sunday. I have a busy Sunday this Sunday, and I'm going to have a busy Sunday next Sunday. So I do want to continue Sunday tutorials, just so everybody knows. But I just, yeah, just the past couple weeks I've had either painting related things or personal things on Sundays. So don't worry. Some of you were saying, oh, are Sundays continuing? Like, they might kind of go back and forth a little bit, just depending on my week, of course. But yeah, I intend to continue Fridays and Sundays. It's been working really nicely for me. I've really enjoyed it. I like doing 2 a week. Yeah, just sometimes things change in my life. I kind of plan these things out a week or 2 in advance, and if something comes up in a personal space or in a painting space, then I just take a little break from the Sunday, you know? Some things that have been going on my Sundays are private parties. I've been doing private, sorry, I don't know why I'm so dark here. Private painting parties. Let's lighten that up, please, please. That was a little better. Yeah, so I do private tutorials for smaller groups of people. So rather than doing it live for free, for a fee, you can kind of book me for a specific time and date, and then I teach you and a group of others to paint a painting step by step. So just so everyone knows, I've just been a little busy with that. It's been really great for me to kind of see some of you a little more personally. We actually do like video calls where I can see your painting and help everyone out individually. So that's been really nice for me. And yeah, honestly, it's a way for me to earn income right now. I do these tutorials for free, and as much as I'd love to continue doing them like consistently forever, I do need to support myself. So private events are a great way to do that. So yeah, they do take a little bit of a priority if I'm doing that on a Sunday. I don't like to rush around from thing to thing. So that's what's been going on the last few Sundays. And I expect to come back, so don't worry. If not, it'll be a different day of the week. I'll see as I go. Again, things might kind of change here and there, but I'll always be here, so it's all good. Let's see here. So I got the purple on. I'll give you another minute or so if you're still working on that. Silk, welcome in. Faye, thanks for tagging your friend there. Hello, Linda, welcome in as well. What are we mixing? Oh, so that was white with just a little bit of red, a little bit of blue star. Sorry if I missed you there. Just a nice light purple. If you already have purple mixed, you can always just add white to it and just doing a nice light purple. Oh, I am. Oh, Trisha, that's big time. Whoa. I didn't even notice that. I was in the middle of trying to change my Streamlabs timers here. Cool, guys, thank you. Wow, thanks for pointing that out, Trisha. That's very exciting. I am excited despite my face right now. I don't show my excitement very well, I've learned. Hold on. There we go. I just need to turn this on and that off. Cool, okay. Yeah, wow, thank you guys. So, dang, thanks for following, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. That's very exciting, honestly. Man, it's no, stop it, pleb. I knew that would come. Trisha, if you haven't caught up, it's a constant joke that I'm about to forget about everybody. They all say I'm gonna get too big and then forget about everybody, and that's not correct. Everyone. Thank you. Welcome back, CJ. Good question, Lori. I'll talk about that in a second, actually. Thank you for that question. I appreciate it. I'm just going to go on to the next step here, everybody, to keep us rolling, because we do want to have this purple a little bit wet for the next step. So I'm just going to use the large flat brush, washing it off, grabbing some white paint now, so just plain white. And this is where we're going to create the buffer zone. That's the zone I call in between the two colors that we don't want to mix. So I'm just grabbing white paint, and I'm going to create a nice white buffer zone. So first of all, I'm blending it into the purple. So I'm trying to go right along that harsh edge to kind of soften it up a little bit. Bring some over here. And I'm just kind of wiping down the canvas a little bit more. So I'm kind of approaching maybe about halfway, just a little bit higher, let's say. And this is just covering the space with some paint, some nice white paint. Maybe it turns into a super light lavender as you blend. That's okay too. It's just kind of covering the space with something, so that it doesn't mix with the, so that the yellow that we add doesn't mix with the purple. So just softening up that bottom edge and bringing the white down a little bit more. So I know it's hard to see, but right around here, that's where it is right now. And I also did take a little white and kind of streak it into the purple up here. So if you like kind of a streaky sky, you can do this. If you just like a beautiful blend going from purple to white, you can keep it the way it is. I just stroked in, oh my gosh. Stroked in a little bit of white, just to give a little bit of differentiation in the color here. Just looks kind of soft, like there's some wispy clouds and stuff. Yeah. Helen, it will be recorded. Yes, it'll be recorded on Facebook and on Twitch, so you can watch this immediately after I'm finished in about 2 hours or less. Glad you love it, Sandra. Thank you. Oh yes, Lori was asking about a price list. Thank you for asking, Lori. So for those who are interested in any private tutorials, that can be either one-on-one. I've been actually doing a couple one-on-ones with people who have specific requests. I can teach them how to go through a painting within reason, of course. But I've been doing that a little bit, and I've also been doing kind of just group parties, I would say group tutorials. You know, if there's a birthday party or just like, you know, co-workers wanting to get together virtually, again, all virtually as well, guys. So all on the internet through like a private video conferencing platform. I don't have a price list up yet, but I will be posting that very, very soon. Probably in the next day or two. Why not? Because I do have a price list. In the meantime, though, if you want to just private message me on whatever platform you like, Facebook, Discord, Twitch, whatever, I can tell you about all the prices depending on what you're looking for. If it's one-on-one time or a group session, I even do custom paintings for group sessions. So yeah, I'm happy to tell you all about it if you want to message me, but I will post it publicly. Thank you, Laura. Yes. Poker face hype. Yep, that's me. Goodbye forever. Stop. What just happened? I don't know, CJ. They've mentioned my follower count. Yes, and now they're all, are you leaving us? Create with me. Hello! How's it going? Never seen you before. How are ya? What's up today? I'm just doing a step-by-step tutorial right now. Yeah, milestone, I know. It's getting crazy. No worries, Lynn. Oh, I appreciate it, Lynn. Nice chatting with you a little bit today. Ooh, star paint. Yeah, please. I'm excited that you're painting along. Smoke even in Atlantic Canada. Yeah, I haven't really seen it here specifically, but I'm very close to spots where people have spotted it already. Very scary. Yeah. Again, I really hope everyone's staying safe out in the west there. I know some of you are West Coast viewers and some of you have mentioned the smoke, so I'm glad you're still able to pop in, but if you're not, I totally understand. You can always watch later, don't worry. Not painting, too tired getting old. Oh, no worries, Lynn, you're fine. You've been busy this week. You've had a lot going on. You're fine. Get a nice relaxing evening in. Thursday night, yes. Star, I appreciate your enthusiasm. Alright, so again, we're going to go right along here because we do want the white to be still a little bit wet for the next part as well. Next part is adding some of this yellow and kind of like a golden yellow tone. So I'm going to streak in just a tiny bit of light yellow first. You can see this very bright yellow, just kind of molding with the white here. And then I'm going to teach you just a little bit of like this golden yellow right here just to add to the sides, okay? So I'm still using the same brush. It's a large flat brush. You can wash it off whenever you're ready. Thank you, lighting. That's much better. Oh, that goes down. Oh my goodness. It's automatic. I can't change it. Again, with new equipment coming, that's going to change too. I'm hoping to be able to play with lighting settings, but things will be better. Things will be better. I'm trying to improve. Trying to improve any way I can. I'm taking the large flat brush and I'm mixing white with a little bit of yellow. White and a little bit of yellow. So it's a nice, like, buttery yellow. As much as I don't like butter, I do like buttery yellow. So we can take that, and we can start to just stroke left and right around the white area. I'm going around kind of the bottom of the white area, so once again it kind of blends in. And now what you have is all this, again, buffer zone space to bring the yellow up into. So if you want to bring the yellow closer to the purple, you certainly can, because there's no real risk of it actually mixing with the purple. It'll just kind of fade away into the white. So you can keep adding as much or as little as you like. You can see on the canvas I'm about halfway down. I would say my horizon line comes a little bit lower than halfway. Maybe a teeny bit. It's like half, maybe a little lower. You can decide. You can decide what it is. But just know that these yellows and these golden yellows are going to determine where the horizon line is. So just make sure you're bringing the sky down far enough to wherever you want it to be. I guess that's all I'll say there. So I'm starting with this buttery yellow, and then I'll teach you about a nice golden yellow as well. Oh, sorry, Miko, you're fine. You're fine. It's just auto mod. And again, you can leave it streaky, you can leave it a little more defined. You can see I'm kind of pushing some more yellow to my right. I'm going to put some golden yellow over here, for example. I kind of like offsetting things. So again, that's really up to you what you want to do with it. Sun has been hazy here in Philadelphia due to smoke. Yeah, it's all coming over. It's very spooky. I'm surprised I haven't really seen it, honestly. Apparently smoke from the forest fire is making a moon look pink. Wow, never heard of that. Yeah, it's very true, Lori. I understand, though. You're like, beautiful, but also not. Pleb, you do. You do. Join me, please. It's my mission to make everybody paint. It's my underground mission on Twitch to turn all of Twitch into painting people. Ha ha ha. It's working, it's working. You're all becoming artists and I love it. It's all part of my bigger plan. There's no real end goal other than make you all artists. So, there you go. Miko, you're funny. Something to splatter, eh? Something to throw. You're right. So again, I'm just bringing this down so I can bring it down a little lower to halfway. What I will do is I'll put my golden yellow on top of this. So don't worry about covering up things that you might want to put the golden yellow on top of. I find that actually works a little bit better. So putting more of a yellow base to begin with. And then we'll put some golden on top. Sorry, microphone. Also, sorry if my sound was off last event. I realized when I was editing my YouTube video that I don't think this was plugged in correctly or something. My voice sounded very canny. Like I was in a tin room. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I sure did, so apologies. That was just me malfunctioning with tech supplies as usual. Thank you. Or wannabe artist. Whatever it is, Jerry, whatever it is. As long as you're painting or doing anything creative, I'm happy. That's my main mission, to get everybody doing something right now. Don't really even need to paint, though. You can fling. You can fling and flop and ploop and throw, whatever you want. Bob quote. I think each of us sometime in our life has wanted to paint a picture. See? Even Bob agrees. On Twitch, we have a little function in the chat where you can randomly produce a Bob quote. And the quotes are always eerily similar or like relevant to what I'm talking about. So that was the Bob quote today. I think each of us sometime in our life has wanted to paint a picture. And I was just saying, I want everyone to paint. I just want everyone to do something creative and fun right now. So there we go. Oh, thanks, Lynn. You're the best too. Pink Winnie, hello, nice to see you. Got more of an orange moon. Oh, okay. More than violet pink. Ooh, mural. Yeah, I've never done murals before, Charlene. That would be a lot of fun, though. A nice, big project. Heather, welcome in. Oh, I appreciate it. How have you been? Oh, that's the sun. Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to add one more color to the sky before we do anything else here. We're just going to add this nice golden yellow. I know it's really small, but I found it kind of punched up the picture a little bit more, just adding a little bit of orange in there for a different shade. So I'm going to do that now. I'm using the large flat brush. You can mix yellow with a tiny bit of red, just a tiny bit. Because I call this more of a golden yellow. I would say it's like barely orange. It's whatever you want to think of it as. Maybe it's a super light orange. I think of it as a nice golden yellow. And I do like to add a little bit of white to that, so that's 3 colors total. Yellow, tiny bit of red, and a little bit of white. I find it just kind of sticks a little bit nicer. It's a little less transparent that way. So that's what I'd recommend if you think your color is a little transparent. Or even if you just want to lighten it, yellow is just a different color to use to lighten it a little bit, rather than yellow. Okay, I've got a nice golden yellow. And I'm just going to put that anywhere kind of near the bottom here, just softly swiping on top of my light yellow. You can see how it just blends right in. That's why I wanted to stack it on top. So it kind of blends away, just nice and soft. And if I want to be really specific in my original, I think I kind of stacked it. Yes, I'm just kind of looking here on the left-hand side. I would say I brought it over a little bit. Not much. But again, I guess I was feeling keeping the sky a little bit unproportioned. You know, not half-half, not perfect blends. I wanted it streaky because our field is so symmetrical, right? So in the sky, we can get a little more playful here. Lynn, it's a lovely dream, isn't it? France. That'd be fun. Let's go. Man, I have so many places I want to go when everything's done with. When COVID's over. Oh, welcome in, Harley. Yes. Welcome in. Do you want to let me know your name and I can, like, connect you to whoever's on Facebook? Whatever you like. I can put a name to the name. It's true. Pleb, you're getting some support here. No worries, Pink Whitney. Local high school just... Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear. That's a big change. Yeah, it's been a lot of stuff for everybody, I think, these last few weeks. So no worries at all. You do what you need to do. I'm here when you're ready. It's all good. Yes, welcome in. Subly, hello. Mrs. Kingme, hello as well. And thanks to the follow create with me, my alerts are off on Twitch because of the tutorial. Oh, thanks, Subly. Thank you. Chris. Oh, okay, perfect. Got a name to the name. Jacinta, what, put pink where the yellow is. Oh, that would be beautiful. That would work so well. And you could even just blend them right together. There's no worries about it having the buffer zone. Pink and purple would blend beautifully together. Gotcha. Still house hunting again. You're getting closer. That's good. Again, I'm always afraid to ask. I never want the bad news, but that sounds like good news. It sounds hopeful, so that's very, very good, Heather. I'm glad. Brenda, I'm stuck working. Will this be up on Facebook? Yes, it'll be up immediately on Facebook whenever I end stream, probably in the next hour and a half-ish, and then eventually on YouTube. Yes. Oh, mine looks like orange. Help. And Ju, if you add a little more yellow right on top of what you've already done, that'll dim it down into more of a golden yellow. And again, like, this color could be considered a light orange. I call it golden yellow just because it's kind of paired with the yellow. But I'm sure some of you would look at it and be like, I would call that orange. So if you think it looks like a light orange, I'd say that's totally fine. That's pretty much as close as you can get to mine. That's kind of a, yeah, preference thing, perception thing, so it's all good. Oh, Tam, if you need any help, let me know. Welcome in. Thank you for answering, Tina. I appreciate it. Harley, Chris. Gotcha, okay. Exploded on you? Exposed on me. I assume it was exploded. Oh, Brittany. At least it's washable, right? Right? Yes, Miss Kingme. Yes, so this is Mrs. Kingme, excuse me. I'll call you King, okay? If you prefer something else, let me know. Yeah, this is a live tutorial. I have people both on Twitch and on Facebook live painting along with me. Some are just here viewing, so if you want to just be here to chat and just hang out, totally fine. I try my best to chat at the same time as teaching. But yeah, I'm teaching a tutorial right now. People paint along with me. You can see photos of what people paint, usually on Facebook or in my Discord. Yeah. So again, feel free to hang out, chat, whatever you want. That's not right. There it is. There they go. Thank you. Check out any of those. You can see some photos or past tutorials from what I've done on YouTube. It is really cool, yeah, and I do it at least once a week, so you can even plan ahead. I show the design beforehand, so you can pick and choose which ones to follow along with, or you can just chill and hang out, yeah. It is pretty cool, thanks. Whoops, explode. I know what you meant. My yellow part is like peachy yellow. Oh, okay. Peachy's beautiful too. Probably gonna use that color. Yeah, hot air balloon could be easily easily customized. I actually went around with different colors for the hot air balloon for a while, so sure a lot would look good. No worries, Anju. Always, it's fine. Thanks for tagging your friend Karen. I'm just giving a quick extra minute in case anyone's blending away before we move down the painting here. Just gonna continue giving you a preview. But yeah, the hot air yeah, for those who are watching on Twitch, again, I usually create these paintings on Twitch beforehand, just over like a longer period of time. We went around with a few different colors from what I remember. I started with the white base, and then I did purple, and I think I did a light purple in here. We decided on green just to give it a little punch of color, because there is a little bit of green down here. So yeah, we can really do whatever though. Hot air balloon is way up here. It can really be whatever you want. It can be nice and bright. Nice pop of color. It can match with your colors, whatever you like. Serena, thank you for the follow and welcome in. There's no alerts just because I'm doing the tutorial, but thank you for following and welcome in. Love this one. Thank you, Pink Whitney. So happy I changed my clothes. Yep. Yep. You've learned that you need painting clothes and regular clothes. Even though I have an apron, I still wear things that I don't really mind getting paint on. My sleeves go everywhere. My elbows and shoulders go everywhere. So it's been a learning thing. Yeah, I've learned many times. Caroline, missed the first bit due to company. No worries, we'll follow and try to do later. Perfect. Yep, this will be on Facebook right after I'm done, on Twitch, and eventually on YouTube as well. Gorgeous. Oh, thank you, King. I appreciate it. No, Terry. I believe it was 7 today. I'm sorry. Usually I do 8 p.m. on Fridays. Because it was more of a weekday, I shifted it to 7. I believe. I can triple check, but I'm pretty sure that's what the event said. I'm sorry. It will be, you know how it is. It'll be available though. If I can catch you up, please let me know. Please let me know, because we've only done a few different steps so far. Thank you, Star. I appreciate it. Exactly, King. Yeah, and that's the whole point. I just want to break it down so it's a little easier for everybody and just letting people realize that they can do it. Exactly. It's kind of mind-blowing, but you can. You really can. I don't know, Miko. I like to think fat thumbs, but I really don't know. Drop my palette face down the carpet early. Oh, Wookie. Oh, rest in peace to your carpet. I'm so sorry. That's why I have like 3 layers of stuff down below me right now. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. OxyClean. There you go. Pink Whitney's got a solution. Helen, believe my first time visiting you. You're a great teacher. Thank you, Helen. Thank you for answering all questions. I try. Viewing for now. Thanks. Hope to paint it in the morning. Perfect, perfect. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Helen. You can rewind now. Oh, okay. Wow, a new feature. Apparently, Karen is saying that you can actually rewind now and watch it and kind of catch up if you want to. So thank you for pointing that out, Karen. I appreciate it. I guess it's a new feature. I just switched to the new Facebook in the last week or two. So there you go. There you go. No. All right. I can wait another minute for sure. Oh, don't worry, Carolyn. Yeah, and you know for next time too. And I know sometimes the time zones are a little confusing as well. I try my best to say EST, but I totally get that sometimes it's miscommunicated. So you know for next time, and yeah, you don't need to worry about it. So next, Cindy, if you want to prepare, it's actually going to be a very, very dark purple. I know it looks black, but I did do kind of like a black into the purple for the very middle. I want to, yeah, show you a little easier there. So it's actually just for these, but we will be doing the whole thing in that color, yes. I'm just giving another half minute here, just in case anyone's blending. Let me see, went straight at soap and water. Cream carpet, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Wookie. It's true, yeah, you've been lucky. You've been pushing your luck, honestly, with the cream carpet, oh my goodness. That's funny, Lynn. Every time I go in the kitchen after painting in my office, my husband is asking if I was body painting because I have paint all over me. I've been pretty clean so far, but I guarantee I'll have something on my hands by the end. They are getting fancy, yes. Do what? Wookie. Like rewinding? Or body painting? I think you mean body painting. Yeah. Solsta, thanks for the follow on Twitch there. You're welcome, Charlene. No, I got you. Okay, I figured it out. It's just my brain going five different conversation topics at once. You're fine. Yeah, I've watched a few body paint. They're very talented, very talented. In like 4 or 5 hours, they just transform. Very cool to watch. At least a month now, and Facebook updated Terry. I hit the button that said go back to the old Facebook. When it said it was updating, I was like, no, I don't want it. And then they forced me to, so it's only been a week or two for me. But I saw it happening about a month or two ago, yeah. Anyway, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to learn it. You're welcome, Debbie. Okay, everybody, so yeah, let's go on to the next step. So I'm going to try and tilt this so you can really see. You can see the light catching here. But we'll be doing lots of layers with the lavender fields, but we want to start with the darkest one. And we don't need to worry about sketching out where the fields are going yet. I kind of like to just put the nice dark color down. We can really let it dry. We'll go up here and work on clouds and stuff like that. And then what we can do is use the purple to kind of map out our fields so we can get some nice straight lines and straight rows here. And then we'll just add color by color by color, just darkest to lightest. So again, even though this looks black, it's actually a purple mixed with a little bit of black in there. So it's still kind of a purple tone, still that nice kind of lavender realm. But yeah, we're going to use black to mix into it. So, large flat brush. You can mix together first red and blue, just straight red and blue. It'll give you a nice dark purple. Oh, wrong blue. I have two blues here, it's dangerous. You can mix lots of it because we're going to be covering the bottom half of the canvas. So lots of red and blue, about equal amounts. And then to make it just a touch darker, I did add a little bit of black to it because that way we can add some purple on top of this color to still show the nice dark purple on top of the black purple, which is what we're mixing now. So again, that was red and blue mixed together and then a little bit of black in there to darken it even further. So it'll look almost black, almost. Once told my middle school students if they got paint themselves, it meant they are true artists. Carissa, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Means you're really letting loose, you know? I think so. Not to say if you're a clean painter, you're not a painter, but if you get paint on you, I think it's an automatic seal of approval for sure. Move in, hello from Las Vegas, welcome. Christy, hello again. So just showing you here, it's a very, very dark color. If I didn't shine the light on it and compare it to the other tones, I'm sure it would look black, but I promise it's a very, very dark purple. So again, red, blue, a little bit of black. And I'm covering the whole bottom half. You can carefully start to mark out your horizon line as well. It's just a little easier to do that right now with the dark color. So just trying to wipe across horizontally, not leaving any gaps. So if you need to go on top of the golden yellow a little bit, I would recommend that. And if it's not perfectly straight, that's okay because we will be using our brush to flick on some pieces of lavender anyway. So it doesn't need to be the most perfect, straight, clean line. You can have a little bit of bumpies here and there and still have a nice straight horizon line after. So again, just covering that whole bottom half. Perfect, Christy. I know you like to just watch, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you are Cindy or me? Oh, no, no, you're fine, you're fine. You're totally fine. It's all how you say it, you know? You're just asking a question. That's okay, you're fine. Everyone's got different things to do, different speeds and whatnot, so if I can quickly tell you another step, I really don't mind. As long as we're all respectful of, yeah, keeping a pace for most people, you know? And you are, so that's totally fine. Don't worry. Hello from Charlotte. Hello, Mary. Welcome in. I have one specific outfit that I wash and keep aside for when I paint. There you go. I have a couple. I have at least a few at this point because I paint a lot. A lot. It's like all my old clothing. Whenever the clothing gets a rip in it or I'm just kind of like not really feeling it anymore, it's like, oh, I don't need to get rid of it. It just turns into paint clothing. Lynn, I prefer old Facebook, not the new. Me too. That's why I insisted to stay on the old Facebook for as long as I could until they forced me. There you go. Yep, dark, you're the same. Me too. That's okay. Yeah, Brittany, it's such a minimal spot on the painting. If you were to use straight black, it really wouldn't be that noticeable. I just had a thing that I wanted to keep with a lot of purple tones for this, so even though it's the dark, dark, dark purple, I was like, I still want it to be technically purple, so that's just me being me. And Solsta, yes, welcome in again. So for context, Solsta, I'm doing a step-by-step acrylic painting right now. People are following along and some are just kind of watching and chilling out, so feel free to hang out in the chat even if you're not painting along. That's totally fine. Everyone's very friendly. Okay, no worries, Lori. Yes, of course. No problem. You can tell us about it another time whenever you like, and I just hope everything's going well with your week. Have a nice relaxing night, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a drawer for painting clothing at this point. Alright, and everyone, just one other thing I'm doing here. I'm just really making sure to spread the paint out nice and evenly so you can see I'm going back and forth in these nice big strokes. That'll help even out the paint, give a nice thin layer, and that'll allow it to dry a little quicker. So just making sure there's no big piles of paint hanging around anywhere. You can just do a nice big wipe, wipe, wipe back and forth. Like you're cleaning a window. Very satisfying. There we go. So again, I'll give everyone a minute or two in case we're still adding, but you can see that's our nice, very dark base layer. Let me see here. Laura, at one of our community centers paint night, I was made a new friend because we were near the end of the night and I was paint free and she painted my arm. That's nice. I'm glad it didn't turn into a paint war. a new friend. That's really nice. That has happened to me before too. Yeah, the elbows. I don't know. It's you're painting and then all of a sudden, boop, you get something on your elbow somehow. So I can relate. Diane, hello. Not painting tonight, watching and learning. Awesome. If you have any questions, Diane, just let me know. And Mary, it is acrylic. It's acrylic that I'm using. I always use acrylic unless I'm doing something very, very special tutorial-wise, but for the most part, it's pretty much always acrylic. Patty, hi, haven't painted with you lately. Not sure if I can tonight. Oh, no worries, Patty. It's okay. Yeah, you know, just sit back and relax. If you feel like painting, you can, but you know the drill. It'll be online very soon. You can, someone just told me you can rewind now. So if you want to start now, you technically could. You don't even have to wait till when I'm done, but thanks for popping in. Veronica, same, just watching for now. We'll do paint. No, of course. Always welcome. So excited. I'm glad you're excited. Let's see, exactly. Subly sent me to you because she knows, oh, how much I like Lavender. And said you teach. That's correct. That's correct. Solsta, yeah, extra special welcome. And, you know, Subly, very cool. Your color matches the theme, which is purple today because we're doing lavender, of course. But yeah, it's a nice lavender painting. Yeah, this is what we're painting today. So you can see we're getting through it here. Yeah, Diane, I actually just popped it up. I'm happy to keep it up for a quick other minute here. There you go. Can you rewind on Facebook? Yes, apparently you can star. Someone told me that you can go to the start and watch it like right now if you want. Yeah. Favorite color, I could have guessed. Me too, though. I've been meaning to do somewhat of a purple painting for a while, and we finally did it. Nice lavender painting. Perfect. You're welcome, Mary, of course, and blessings to you too. Always, always. Okay, let's move up. Sorry, Diane, I hope that was enough time there. Again, if you want to see an original, like without me moving it, it's on my Instagram. I know it's technically kind of cropped, but you can see the nice square version. It gets most of the detail in there, but happy to do that anytime you want. To do the top skyline. Not sure what you mean. What did you use to do the top skyline? Like right here? The nice golden yellow color? Or top of the skyline here? That's the nice lavender with some white streaked in. We're just about to do the clouds if that's what you're looking at. Perhaps, perhaps. Let me know and I can help answer further there. So yeah, oh, I guess I'll leave this here. We're gonna do clouds now, wow! So there's lots of clouds in this painting. I really wanted to load up our sky with lots of clouds. And a little bit of a different technique I use today. Usually what I do is I do individual clouds, kind of very fluffy, very defined individual ones. And this time I wanted to do more of like a big pile of clouds, you know, like the whole sky is getting covered, lots of color in them because all the colors kind of bouncing off and stuff. So this one is using a lot of dry brushing. I'll kind of teach you how I went about kind of making the shape here and then softening up all the edges. Just know though, it does not have to look exactly like this, of course. If your clouds go a little bigger or smaller, or they start to move this way or something, that's okay. They're not gonna look the exact same. I'm sure mine won't look the exact same either, but I'll get you the technique and then you can use it however you want to paint up your sky. Yes. Let's see. So we're gonna switch brushes now. Colors, all of it. So yeah, lavender was the first color. White was the second, and I blended it in. Then we had yellow and the golden yellow, yes. So we can switch brushes. I would recommend some sort of a medium round brush. That's what I have. Oh, Terry, that does make sense. Ah, okay. I'll explain that in a second then. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Pro at the new Facebook here. All right, so I'm going to mix together a nice purple. We want this purple to be a little different than our other purple. It can be A little darker, and B, a little bit more of a different tone. Oh, star, it's the medium round. So different tone, that means that you can use either a little more red or a little more blue to make a different tone of purple. You can have more of a bluish purple, more of like a warmer reddish purple, and I would say this one's more of a reddish purple. So I still mix a lavender, which is red and blue, but this time I'll use a little bit extra red, and I'll also make the purple a little darker than our sky, so that means I use a little more red and blue versus the white paint. There's still white in there, but not a lot. Medium round. Going to my plate and I'm mixing blue and red. Again, mostly red, I would say. Oh, Brittany's about the dry brush there. You can do a different, if you have a different cloud you want to do, Britt, you can totally do that, or you can try this, whatever you think. Not great with clouds. Hopefully we can make you great at clouds. This is, again, a different cloud technique than what I usually do, so maybe some of you like it, maybe you won't, and that's okay. Just know that you can do anything you want. If something isn't working out, do something that works for you, or keep trying until you get mine. It doesn't matter. As long as you're having a good time. It's mainly what I'm concerned about. And then greetings from Malaysia. Thank you, Kitty. And welcome in. Just mixing my purple that I want here, so I'm adding more white to my red and blue. And you can even test if you want to see what it looks like on your canvas. You can always just do a little blop of it just to see how it's looking. I think that looks a little dark, so I'm going to keep adding white to mine. Sherry, same thing. I hope I can get you there, somewhere where you're a little more comfortable with clouds. Clouds are hard. Clouds are hard because they come in all different shapes and sizes, so they're a little hard to like define as an object, right? It's kind of like, just kind of everywhere, moving around, different shapes. And so many different kinds of clouds too. You have some softer ones, you have some that are a little more like thick and defined. So there's so many different techniques you can use for them too. And it's all about kind of finding the ones that you like, I think. So the first key here, I was just taking a moment to mix my color, but first key is not using a lot of paint. So now that I've mixed all my paint, I'm gonna wash off my brush, because I find when I'm mixing paint, my brush just gets pent up with all the paint and it's very hard to get it out. So I'm gonna wash off my brush just for the sake of reshaping it and getting all the paint out of the base there. It kind of like sits at the base otherwise. Now that I have a clean brush, I'm gonna just dip a little into my color that I made. And I'm gonna wipe it off just a little bit on the towel, on the paper towel. We're not quite dry brushing yet, but we just want to make sure we have a little bit of paint. I'll teach you about dry brushing later, but for now, we're gonna be doing the base of the clouds. So for now, we're kind of just filling up space. It's still gonna be a little bit soft, but yeah, we're kind of shaping out the clouds and not worrying about the edges. So if your edges look a little harsh at this point, that's okay. You don't need to worry too much about it. What I'm doing is I'm using the tip of the brush and I'm sweeping either from right to left or left to right. Just little bits at a time. Let me bring this closer. Piling them all up next to one another. Why wouldn't I just go back and forth, you may say? Well, I found that that kind of made one blob of an object. I liked the idea of having small brush strokes all next to one another because you can see they kind of change. Some of them become a little more transparent, some of them are a little thicker, and they all kind of work together. So we're just going to keep adding here. and making a nice big area. So you can see again, I'll show you one more time the clouds here. Again, it's on Instagram if you need to see. All comes down here, kind of medium sizes around. So again, you don't need to worry about exactly where you're going, just covering lots and lots of space. Small brush strokes. Again, if it's a little transparent here and there, that's okay. I'm just getting rid of that dark purple there. And I also do like to occasionally dip my brush into the water. I usually avoid water when I'm painting with acrylics. I find it kind of messes with things a little bit, but for these clouds, I liked having a little bit of water on my brush. So I just kind of dipped in the water, tapped it off, grabbed a little bit of purple, and then started stroking even more. And it was because, again, it does help make the paint a little more transparent. You won't really see it at the start, but when it dries, it becomes transparent. And that's perfect for clouds. We want a little bit of transparency going on. Now, I'm going to try my best to mimic the general shape that I had in my original, so I'm going to have to keep looking up and down here. But again, just know that you can make kind of just big piles of this, small piles, whatever you want. I would avoid making actually the shape that I have right here. It's a very just round object. Instead, I'm going to start to split it up a bit. I'm going to bring it down here a little bit, just splitting it up. Maybe I'll bring out just a little row of these brush strokes and keep it there. Bring out another row, very splitty. And I would say a lot of horizontal type stuff. I'm not really coming just down with a line of these strokes. You can see I'm really like pushing them out to the left or right, kind of like they're wisping away, which kind of makes sense, right? The wind is kind of blowing left and right, so it's moving the cloud a little bit left, a little bit right, rather than up and down. So if you're going to split up a large object like this, I would start to just kind of bring some brush strokes out a little bit more. You can grow it up and down, but in terms of like smaller groupings of these brush strokes, a little more wispy left and right. Yeah, you can see it kind of coming together. I'll keep working at it. It's going to take a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And then let me see here. Yeah, Terry, that makes total sense. Thanks for pointing that out. So just so you know, Terry said some of the comments might be weird because if people are rewinding, I might see their comments now, even though they're painting at the start of the tutorial. So just so anybody knows, if you've rewound and you're now seeing me in the future here saying this, I might not be able to answer you live. I'll be answering you live 20 minutes later, so you can catch up in the video. This is really weird to think about, but I'm answering your question just 20 minutes late. So just remember that. If you're watching Rewound, I won't be able to answer your questions live. I will get to them 20 minutes later, or whatever it is. Yes, is Changmu asking for the paint? Oh, it's this one. Here you go. Sorry, it's covered. It's the Start Academic Acrylic Phthalo Blue. I'm so sorry. I know you're probably looking to see the name. Phthalo, P-H-T-H-A-L-O Blue, Start Academic Acrylic. Oh, Helen, yep. How did you remove them? Oh, I just piled on more of the paint color. The other thing I did is I really aggressively brushed on top, so that kind of used the bristles to kind of lift up the paint a little bit. So yeah, if you have that issue, you can try that. White, yeah, white would work too. Thank you, Heather. No worries, Christy. And this is acrylic paint, Priyanka. Acrylic, thank you. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thanks for answering, guys. Very helpful. Looks good. Thank you, ABC, and welcome in. AB sequence, I like that. No worries. Yeah, I'll keep going, Brittany. Yeah, I still have lots to do, so you're fine. Yeah, a little bit of paint on the brush. I wiped it off just a wee bit. It's not quite dry brushing. You can see there's still a large amount of paint here. It's not like we're rubbing it on quite yet, but I just don't want any big blobs still. So I wiped it off a little bit, and I'm doing small little brush strokes going either right to left or left to right. They're all very horizontal, kind of piled all next to one another. I'm not worried about the edges right now. My edges look quite defined, not very soft. We'll soften those up later. For now, I'm just kind of placing the paint on to get some nice large clouds on. And I mean, if you start to get used to the amount of paint you need, you probably don't even have to wipe it off. You can just make sure you're wiping on a little bit onto your brush and then using a light stroke to help kind of softly take it off of the brush. So again, in my painting, I kind of have this big pile here, this big cloud that kind of spans everywhere, kind of moves a little to the right. So I'm trying to do that now as I answer questions. Yeah, you're welcome, Priyanka, Helen, and Ensaf. You're very welcome. All the thank yous. And I would say these strokes are going anywhere where you have bigger clouds. If you want any very small wispy clouds, you don't really need to add these quite yet. So maybe down here, down here. That'll be the dry brushing a little bit later. Yeah. Any white in there for the purple, Groki? Yes, there was a little bit of white. I would say mostly red with a little bit of blue. This is more of a red tone purple that I have here. But yes, there's definitely white in it. Better without the cloud. Oh, interesting. Yeah, different preferences. So AB sequence. I don't know if you're painting along. If you're not, that's cool. That's cool. But if you are, I mean, I encourage everybody to change this up however they want. So if you didn't want clouds, don't put any clouds. It's your painting. You can do whatever you like with it. I liked the idea of more purple. So that's why I put it in there. I wanted lots of purple for this one. So it kind of came down here. Again, this will be a little different than my original, but trying to get the general shape here. Where else? Maybe a nice big one here. Any like medium to large clouds you can start to lay this on for. Just so you get more of a filled up middle, you know? Because the next step will be dry brushing and you get a very soft look for that. So if you want any more defined clouds, you just want to make sure you're putting on this larger amount of paint. Still not a large amount, but larger. So I'm adding some medium-sized ones kind of on the side here, for example. Again, very horizontal. I'm just pointing out how stretched out they are. I found that was a big key with these clouds, making them very horizontal and stretched out. Oh, Raid, hello! Oh, I'm so sorry if I missed you there. I'm doing a little step-by-step tutorial. I'll talk to you right now. And can you go over how much water as well? Oh, Brittany, that was just a slight little tap in the water and then tap off your brush. So there's not a lot at all. And after you have that, you can grab a little paint and you're good to go. Oh, thank you, Gray, for answering. The future. Dim clouds, you can do it. Simulalos? Simulalos. I hope that's right. Sometimes I can't tell L's and I's. Thank you very much for the raid and welcome in. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone's welcoming you for me. Thank you so much. Again, I'm doing a step-by-step acrylic painting tutorial right now, so I'm trying to stay on track with the steps here because there are people following along. But thank you so much for the raid. Hi, and hi, Luke. Nice to see you as well. Oh, Groki, what's up with your clouds? Let me know. Yeah, what were you up to? That was Simulalos. I hope I'm saying it right. What were you up to? Feel free to talk to my chat about what you were up to. Do some little plugs. Miss Grok is the mod here. If you need to send any links to her that we can share, please let her know. Whisper her a little link. We can help you out there. I'd love to show off your work if you're doing art, and maybe you weren't doing art. Who knows? Oh, look at that. Science and tech. What were you doing? That sounds so fun. Hope you're having a great day too. NYX, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. See, everyone's doing the welcomes for me. I really appreciate it, guys. I wasn't quite facing the painting there, or facing the screen. Still adding some clouds. Science and tech. I'm very curious what you were up to. And then you came to art. Interesting. That's fun. It's close enough. Okay. Simulalos. Ah! I'm trying. I mean, I can't compete with Bob. He's the one and only. He's my boy. There he is. But he's very inspiring. Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm. Pink Whitney. I would say here and there. I would say here and there. Kind of like what I feel like, honestly. It's no strategy to it. Just sometimes I'll add a little water. Sometimes I won't. Water will give transparency. No water will mean it's a little bit of a thicker brush stroke. So just whatever you're thinking. If you want more of a transparent cloud like this, that's using some water, and then more of the bolder clouds are a little less water. Okay, I'm going to stop there just for a general reference for what we've done so far. Again, there's still a little bit of work to do, so if it's looking a little edgy, a little sharp, that's okay, because next we're going to soften everything up. All this nice softness. It kind of combines everything together a bit more, fluffs it up. Shafi Naz, welcome in! You can paint later. Yes, thanks for popping in. Always nice to see you. It's Bun Ross. Oh, thank you, please. No. Again, I can't. The man is untouchable. He's a saint. That's not me. Thank you. he's an amazing man. He pioneered this whole thing. We do programming, but lots of folks love art streams, so I was hoping people enjoy the stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you for thinking of that. Programming. That's interesting. I've never really tuned into anything like that. A few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, time is weird, I did a PC build on stream, so I mean, that's the one tech thing I can kind of relate to. And actually, yeah, a few people followed me just because of the PC stream and have stayed around for the art, so that was very exciting. Yeah. So, kind of relate. Cool, cool. Making a volcano plate. Excellent, excellent. Join the club. Clouds, rocks, trees don't like me. Oh, Charlene, you'll get there. It just takes lots of practice. And Groki, you have stormy clouds. Is it the color, maybe? That sounds like the color. You can maybe lighten them up a little bit. Also don't mean... No, of course, of course. I try my best to chat with everybody. I love chatting with everyone, too. So as long as I keep the pace up, it's totally fine. It's not a distraction at all. I really appreciate you popping in. If anyone's interested in programming, Simon Lelos. I know I'm botching it, but thank you. Check them out, and I will check you out, too. Programming terminal automation. Sick, cool. Welcome in Lixor. I don't know what that is, but maybe I'll learn one day. Maybe I can check out your stream. That would be cool. Yes, I do too. PC building is fun. It was a lot of fun. It was quite the challenge and it was a lot of fun. Sook, I'm glad you're excited to watch. Thank you. And is that Bob Ross? It is. He's always there on my easel. Always. He's always here, just watching over me. There's a calendar up here. Lots of Bob Ross references around here. My goodness. Yeah, are you doing watercolors? That's true. Acrylics too, okay. Yeah, I think the color, maybe lighten them up a bit, Groki, and we still have the soft part to do, so you'll see. Just like some Legos that sometimes 1K a piece. It's, yeah, people were panicking as I was doing it. I, one point, had food over top of the open PC, and people were like, ah! They were all so scared. Ah. Going to Columbus, perhaps, Laura? Have a good trip, I believe, is that what you're saying? Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed. Let's soften up some clouds, everybody. So again, the difference between these two here, we have a nice soft edge on these clouds and a nice harsh edge on these ones. So we want to soften them up now. So this is where the dry brushing is going to come in. So dry brushing is when we use even less paint. We're not really piling it on this time. We're just going to be kind of scraping or rubbing it on. And I'm going to focus on the edges first. And then I'm going to use dry brushing to do a few more soft clouds, okay? So you can do that. So same brush, same paint color, so you don't need to mix anything more. I just made sure that the brush was washed off, of course. There's no extra paint hanging around. And the big difference is we're using less paint here. So we're going to really wipe it off on the paper towel or towel, whatever you have, your shirt, whatever you're using. And instead of, again, piling on paint, you should have almost no paint on here. And I'm just going to rub it now. So I'm lightly wisping my brush either left and right or kind of in a circular motion. I personally like the circular motion, kind of going little bits at a time. And I'm focusing on the edges. And I hope you can see that it is softening up the edges. We now have this nice kind of bright purple middle, and you can see how this is already making a nice soft outline here. So we're kind of filling up just the outside of all of these shapes here, right? Just to soften them all up. If you like some of the harsher edges, you can definitely leave them, but I personally try and do nice soft edges all the way around. So again, scraping. I describe it as scraping, swirling the brush, and it makes kind of this scrapey sound. So if you hear that sound, it means you're doing it right. Wood, I'm so sorry, but thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Keep them there. But also rip. There we go. So see, just going around the edges, it's the same shape, just softening it up. And the less paint you have, the softer it'll be. So as you go around, you're probably running out of paint. And you can see it becomes more and more transparent, more and more broken up. All of that good stuff. I know it's a lot of work, and these clouds did take me a little bit when I was designing this painting, but we have lots of time for it, so just go around the whole edge, wherever you want to. So I said before, you don't even have to stick to the edges. If you want to use this technique and make a whole new, just kind of like fluffy cloud here, there's a nice soft fluffy cloud right there. Do a little dot here and there, whatever you want, just pieces of cloud. Anything at all. So I'm just going to keep working on that while I answer questions, so keep going. Patricia, met him once in Florida. Bob Ross? My dream. Somebody asked me recently if I could have lunch with anyone, who would it be? And I said, Bob. Definitely Bob. He'd be so inspiring. Was he the best? Was he the most wholesome person you've ever met? If you have any stories, please let us know, Patricia. Sonia, I'm scraping with the purple color. So the same color I had, it's the same color even though it looks lighter. It looks maybe a little bit lighter just because I'm using less paint, so it's more transparent. Oh, so I grabbed some blue by accident. Whoopsie. So if anyone does that, what I did there is I washed off my brush, I grabbed a little bit of water, kind of like rubbed it on top, and then just wiped it away, because it's water-based paint, right? So if you add a little bit of water to freshly applied paint, it will just kind of lift off like that, as long as it's a small amount. Catherine, can't wait to try this. I can't wait for you to try it too. Hope it's a good time. So when you're bringing your brush down, are you removing more paint from your brush on your clouds? Let me give you a close-up. I need to reread that. When you bring your brush down, like down to my plate maybe? I'm going down to my plate. Then what I do is I wipe on my paper towel or towel. I have a towel here. As I'm going down, it's just the same amount of paint, but it does get less and less, if that's what you're asking. Yes, there's less paint kind of coming off as I move around. I think that might be what you're asking there, as I go down. Yes. So it's kind of up to you to reload when you want. If you think there's almost no paint coming off anymore, you can give a little reload of paint and then start scraping again. But I go quite far, I would say, with the same amount of paint, because I really like it nice and soft. You can see how it's still going, just little bits at a time, right? So it's really up to you how much or how little you want to do that. Yes, okay, cool. I think that answered your question. If I can clarify though, please let me know, Helen. Yeah, it's just kind of like using it how you want. If you want just a very, very soft touch, then you can use the brush when it's almost rid of its paint. If you need something with a little more paint, just start where you want and then work your way wherever. You don't even have to work your way down. You can go up. It doesn't matter, but it will change a little bit as you go. Yes. Yes, thank you for your sacrifice. Bless you. They emptied me. Oh, it's... That's cruel. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll be a little bit north this weekend. I'm a little nervous for the bugs, but I feel like here where I live in Ontario, they kind of disappear around August. It is September now. I think we're okay, but I don't know. Yeah, AB sequence. That's what I try and do. I try and make it as easy as possible. It's, you know, I don't want it to be an easy painting per se, but just something that people can be very proud of. I love the idea of people looking at the painting and being like, I could never do that. And then they do. That's always my goal. Make something everyone's really proud of and impressed by, you know? You can kind of stand back when you're done and say, hey, I did that. Oh my God, I did that. I thought I could never do it and I did. So I really appreciate you saying that. Still doing the same thing, guys, just taking a little extra time, of course. Got lots of clouds to move around and soften up. If you need more time, again, it's always up to you. If you want to pause the video again, you can do that apparently. You can pause it, you can rewind, but just know as well this will be reposted on YouTube, so you can always check it out later if you need. Always there. Oh, Lynn, have a good night. You're welcome. Hello, Shay Sweet, welcome in. Sorry if I missed you there. I'm doing a painting tutorial, so I'm kind of going back and forth with comments right now, but welcome in. Yes, it's the same paint color, yes. This is a size 6 technically, Star. And I'm good, thank you, Shay. How are you? I think chat is good too. Everyone's very good vibes today, having a good time as usual. So welcome in, hope you enjoy. You're welcome, Star. Just lots of wasps. Cool. We actually found a big wasp nest at our cottage when I was up last. It was in our stairs, like the stairs going down to the lake, and we were quite shocked. They were all just kind of huddled in a little hole there, and we were like, oh, lovely. We almost stepped in them. We almost disturbed the nest. Just lots of wasps. Cool. I will be indoors. Haha. Okay, I'm just gonna do a couple more clouds, guys. I don't want to spend all day on the clouds, just to demonstrate a couple more for you. So again, dry brushing, using a small amount of paint. I'm just gonna fill up the last few little spaces here with a couple individual clouds. Again, I could probably do this all day in terms of adding clouds and making them nice and wispy and connecting them and stuff, but this is giving you a nice general look here. So let's say like 2 more minutes on this. Always remember, either you can take your time, you can go back to these later if you want, because our sky doesn't really have anything in it other than the hot air balloon. So even if you need like a break from doing the clouds, it's a good thing to break with, you know, you can just kind of say, ah, I'll finish those later if you want. You can even wipe left and right. You can see it creates a wispy, just soft edge. There you go. Let's see here. They are the worst, yes. They're awful. Imagine not living in the EU. Is that where you're from? NYX, I'll call you NYX. If you prefer something else, let me know. Nom 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 nom. Wasps. Yeah, we found a big, it was scary. We almost just, like, they didn't step on them, but they're like in the stair, right? So if you're plumping down the stairs, bonk, 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 that would have really upset them. Todd, hey chat. Oh, nice, nice joke here. How do you get a cat to wind down for the evening? You press the pause button. Oh dear. Oh dear. When are you gonna post the next, what? The next food? What are you looking for, Star? I don't usually post food. Sugar Doritos cookie. I don't know. There's another painting posted if that's what you're asking for. Denmark here. Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, lots of EU peeps in the chat. Feel free to say hi to NYX if you're from EU. Clouds are not fun. Ugh. Cindy, if you can let me know what's up, I can definitely help you out, or I can help you later if you send me a private message. I'm in Huntsville, Ontario. There aren't enough bugs to worry about. Excellent, excellent. A few small mosquitoes. Thank you so much. That makes me feel so much better. I was getting nervous. What brush are you using? This is the medium round brush. Size 6. Yes, wasp 2. There we go. Oh, painting. Okay. No, don't worry about it, Star. It's okay. Yeah, the next painting is on Friday, and it's this birch tree in the window with a little pie. Hee hee. That'll be Friday at 8 p.m. EST. Not this Friday, next Friday. Not tomorrow, next week. Yes, Todd is playing a game where he owns half of Denmark now. Yeah, and I'll post that to Discord soon. It's on Facebook already. Less paint maybe, Brittany? I know you said dry brushing isn't your forte. Just less paint, more scrapey, scrapey, scrapey. My husband just got to the cottage. He just called. Guess we have a skunk living. Oh no! Think I would prefer bees. I think I would too over a little skunk. Skunks are cute, but if you have any, I don't know if you have pets, Helen, but yeah, if you have a dog around, that's a little bit scary. That's a little bit scary. That they might make a little friend and then doesn't turn into a friend, turns into a spray. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, Sweden. Whee! Yep, fellow Canadians, I'm Canadian for context, NYX, yep. Is there Wado as well? Just Wado, you prefer Wado, thank you. Paradox Land. I'm learning less paint for clouds is key. Correct, Sherry. My clouds are looking good this evening. That's great, that's great, that's great. Yes, with these ones specifically, I say less is more. It just softens them up. I know it takes a little longer. I think that's usually what ends up happening. Maybe you're like, oh, I just want to get these on, and maybe there's just a little too much paint, but softness is key for sure. I don't think dry brushing is the issue. I think it was the original cloud type in it. Oh, okay. Are you doing a different one? Maybe. Making a volcano plate. Yeah, Star, I'm so excited. Maya? I'll call you Maya. If it's something else, let me know. Hello, someone recommended your channel. Oh, thank you, while I was streaming. Oh, thanks. Finally got the chance. Yo, what's up? Do you stream art as well? Let us know. 2 Shelties. Oh, Helen, watch them. That's scary. Thank you, Pleb. It's the magic of the tutorial. You get to see it all come together quite quick. Yeah, unlike when I'm designing it, it takes 7 hours. Alright, I just pulled this up so we can have a look at the original again here. So what I'm going to start to do now, I'm going to let the clouds dry a little bit. Even though they are pretty dry, I just want to make sure they're dry before putting on the white of the hot air balloon, because we'll do a white layer and then all the nice colors on top. And we're just going to start, again, I'm trying to get the light on here so I can show all the layers. We're going to start doing our nice lavender fields. So what I did first is I used this kind of purple color. It's more of a dark purple, but not quite as dark as our other purple. I used that to map out where our little rows are going. So we can do that first so you're confident in where they go. And then we can start using the tip of the brush and just flicking kind of upwards or to the side to make all of the nice little pieces of lavender in here. So I'm going to use the medium round brush still. Wash it off if you haven't already. And you can now mix red, blue, and a tiny bit of white. Just a tiny bit, because we still want the nice dark purple. We just want it maybe a little bit brighter, and I find the white allows it to kind of pop off of our very dark purple a little easier. So red, blue, and a teensy weensy bit of white. It's still going to be a dark purple, but you'll see the white just brightens it up a little bit more. Is it a hard brush? I would call this more of a soft brush. It might be hard when you first get it, but upon using it, it should soften up a little bit. It's Maya. Perfect! I'm glad I guessed right. Cool. Thanks, Star. Yeah, I do watercolor and ink. Oh, fun! Just chatting. Okay, I'm very new to streaming, though. Oh my gosh, just started too. Oh, you're brand new, Maya! Oh my gosh! Very exciting. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me just show you the Discord or something. There you go. I mean, feel free to join the Discord. That's the easiest way to contact me. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to pop into your stream as well. I'll try to remember to check you out. One sec, I'll talk to you more in a minute. So yeah, once you have the color done, everybody, the nice kind of dark but somewhat bright purple, we can start to map out our rows. Just so you know, the purple I'm going to use right now is way lighter than what yours is going to be. I'm only doing this so you can see a lot easier, okay? So again, your purple should be a nice deep purple. I'm looking at this one on the edge here. But mine's going to be lighter just for the sake of you guys seeing, okay? So don't feel like you need to mimic the light purple I have. So I'm going to start with one row right in the middle. And my rows all start at a point, and then they come down and get wider just due to perception and stuff, right? It gets bigger and wider as it gets closer to us. So I'm going to try and find the exact middle. Not the exact, I'm not going to pull out a measuring tape, but you know, close as I can. I'm actually going to look straight on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally do some lines, very like rough lines to help mark out where the row is going. So a nice angled line coming down to the left, down to the right, something like that. Oh, you can barely see that still. See? I'm trying my best to show you. You might not see as well on yours. As long as you can barely see it though, that's perfect. Just to help guide you, you know? Just a little guide. That should be better on your end. Kind of. There we go. So you get the general idea. It's a nice triangular shape right at the tip, coming down, coming down. Nice and wide for the first one too. It's the nice front and center one. It's going to turn nice and wide as it comes further down or closer to us. You can start to move across a little bit, so we're doing more rows on either side. They all start kind of close to the middle, but they do start to span out. So we don't want to start in the middle every single time, just kind of close by. So the next row, I'll start right next door here. I'm going to go down like this, so I'm leaving a gap. This will be our dark gap. Just gonna go close here. Oh, and the second row actually goes like this. Sorry, there's an extra line there. So I left a little bit of a gap between this row and this row for this edge here. And I brought the second edge way over here. So this one goes like past the corner. I was just correcting that. So don't worry about the middle. I'm going here and here. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side, right next door, kind of angling down, giving a little bit of a gap, and coming way out here. Trying to keep them as symmetrical as possible, so trying to end them off like on the same height on each side. See that? You can kind of say, okay, I'm just above the corner, just above the corner. And it looks like I fit one more set and then kind of a half set here. So if that works for you, then that's great. If you have a little less or a little more room, that's okay too. But same thing, right next door, leaving a gap, angling out. Right next door, leaving a gap, angling out. Again, if you want to line them up, ends here, symmetrical. And then I'm just going to do one last one. The last one I'm just doing one edge for, so this is my gap. And I'm just doing one last row. It's just going to come right up to the horizon line, so you don't need to close it off. One last gap there. This will be the last row. So I know it looks a little scary with all the lines, but I'm sure on your canvas you'll be doing something that you are used to, you can understand. So don't worry if mine looks a little mixed up, it'll all come together when I add the different rows. Is red and blue the same ratio? Yes, for the most part, depending on what you're doing. Diane, I'm not sure if you're caught up live or not, but for clouds I used a little bit extra red. For this, it was the same ratio. Yes, you're welcome, Priyanka. Painting is a mystery to me. The best I can do is a box with text that says what it is. Have you ever tried painting though, NYX? I know it looks intimidating, but have you tried? I encourage you to try. My brushes are mostly small brushes. Almost all of them are short handles. I got a couple short handle ones too with my paint by numbers, and I like the longer ones. I like being able to put them in my mouth, as bad as that is. Maya, I'm glad you think it looks great. Again, feel free to chat with me on Discord. If you have any like specific questions or because you're new to streaming, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, just chill and hang out. Yes. Size 5 run. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take a moment to mourn my clouds. Oh, Brittany! To mourn them. Give them a rest and then try and revisit them maybe. 11 by 14. Yeah, for sure it would. For sure it would. Yes. What did you say? You said watercolors and ink? And ink, I see. I'm just chatting. Cool, cool, cool. I've never used ink. Well, I've never used ink. I've used ink. I don't use ink a lot when doing art, is what I'll say. I want to do some alcohol ink type stuff personally. I don't know if you've done that before. Let me know. All right, once you have this mapped out, everybody, we can start adding the purple lavender kind of on the edges. So I'm using the same color. Again, this nice kind of like dark / bright purple. And I'm going to start to fill up our rows. So this is going to be lots of layers, just so you know. So you need to be patient with it, but it'll all come together with each layer to look better and better. So I've got my purple loaded up here. Again, it might be a little dark on here, but I'll try my best to show you as I go. And I'm going to make sure I'm going inside of my rows. I'm not going in the gaps. And I'm starting to fill up my rows. What I'm doing with my brush is I'm flicking. So I'm using the tip of the brush, starting where I want, and then flicking upwards. I'm going along the sides specifically because I like the nice purple edge on my lavender fields, and then what I do is I get lighter as I go in. So I am mostly sticking to the edge, but you can of course bring some of these in a little bit. As I'm on the edge, you might notice as I'm flicking, I kind of flick a little to the right as well. I'm mostly flicking upwards, I would say, but a little to the right as well. I kind of like them swaying either right or left, depending on what side they're on, so feel free to do that as well, kind of doing an angle up and to the right or up and to the left on the other side. If you're ever going in the middle, I like to go straight up and down and just kind of slowly angle them as they go out. So again, mostly sticking to the edges, and then I do bring them in a little bit. I don't need to bring them in all the way just because we'll add so many other colors in the middle, but if it helps just to kind of cover your bases or to help you with the technique, kind of practicing, you can do that. So I was just practicing here, doing some straight up and downs, little to the right, little to the left, but mainly I'm kind of bordering our gaps here. Not our gaps, excuse me, bordering our rows. So just starting to fill it up. If you have a few gaps in between your streaks, that's totally fine. If anything, that's good because then it gives a little bit more depth. You have some darkness behind all of your nice purples. All right, so I've got that one row. Now I'm going to do my second one here. So just again, starting at the top, Moving along the edge here. Angling a little to the right because I'm on the right hand side. And again, trying to use the tip of the brush. So rather than using a lot of pressure, that's going to kind of bulk up your brush strokes a little bit. They're going to be nice and thick. You want to make them a little thinner, at least at the top. So just releasing pressure as you flick and trying to use the very tip of the brush rather than the whole brush itself. Starting to fill these up. Purple on my arm. I'm not there yet, thankfully. Whee! Oh, it was gray. Okay, that's nice. Very abstract. Oh, oh my gosh. That sounds so fun. I want to drop by. Great, how fun. I didn't realize it was you. Oh, so nice. Oh, it's so sweet. My heart. So again, you can see I've bordered here and just bringing it a little more into the middle. You can see how my rows, again, I know it's a little dark. You can see how they're starting to shape out though. And again, as long as you can see, that's okay. As long as you can see yours. Terry, my 4-year-old woke me up one morning to tell me that there were flies in the stairwell. I told her to walk with purpose and not bug them. I got up to find that thousands of wasps had eaten through the... Oh my gosh! Filled up the space. Yeah, that's... I'm a little scared that's what's going on in our cottage too. It was outside, thankfully, not indoors. Walk with purpose. I think that's really funny, Terry. Don't bother them and walk with purpose. And then whoopsie daisy, it's some wasps. Oh no. So this will be a lot of the same steps from here on in, other than the hot air balloon, just by the way. It's going to be a lot of just mixing new colors, kind of piling these on in different ways, just so everybody knows. So again, encouraging you just go really at your own pace here. I mean, especially now that we're kind of getting into repetitive steps, you can trust that, you know, once you learn the step, you can just move along however slow or fast as you want. And we'll just be kind of switching colors here and there, you know? And again, placing them a little differently. Okay, I'm getting my 3rd row done. I'm gonna try and speed this up just because in case anyone else is done here. I know I've been chatting a little bit. Just mixing more color. Speed painting time. This one's a nice one for sounds. If you're into like painting sounds, painting ASMR if you will, this one's great for it. Lots of little brush strokes. Between this and the clouds that we were doing, right? Lots of scraping, textury noises. Very nice. So something I'll point out, guys, as the rows get more and more horizontal, we don't want to be tilting them all the way. We don't want to tilt the lavender like down like this. We still want to keep them up. You know, so even though I said on the sides we want to tilt them a little with the side, as it gets more horizontal, we don't want to like literally make our lavender horizontal. So we're just kind of brushing up and a little to the right still. We don't need to crisscross over top, if that's making sense. So still tilt, but you don't need to actually tilt all the way down. Hope that makes sense. So bordering here and along the top. So again, you can go along the top here and kind of spruce up your horizon line. You can make some nice little thin tips along the horizon line for that edge there. And again, the view will get better as we get lighter colors, so just bear with me as I get this last little bit on. I'll make sure we're all good with questions, then we can continue on to new colors. Or the hot air balloon, because we should do that next too. Oops, it's a little light. When I was making this painting too, I really felt nice and relaxed, and I hope everyone else is feeling that too, even though some things might not be working out or some steps are a little harder. In general, we're just adding layers and layers, and it's very easy to kind of lose yourself in that, just doing little strokes all the way down, all the way across. There we go. So that's pretty much what I've got there. We got all our borders on. Again, it might look a little messy for now, but as long as you know what's going on in your painting, that's good. And that's the medium round. And Cindy, yeah, we're just doing flicking with the purple on the outside edges of the rows. So you can see how they're starting to kind of bulk up a little bit, shape up a little bit. We still have our little gaps, and the gaps can be nice and small just to see them. So if you're a little worried about closing in, that's okay. But yeah, bordering with nice thick borders of flicks of purple. Ooh, thanks for contributing Sleeps. Nice to see you. Thanks for contributing Subly. Oh, Grog, you need to message me right now. Don't throw it anywhere. Please. The clouds are a little more difficult, but I'm sure I can help you with it. Please DM me, please. If it's the clouds you're worried about. Yes, that's right, Maya. Are you too? Yeah. A lot of Canadian art streamers on Twitch. If you've looked around at the art community, it seems like everybody's Canadian. I'm kind of like always pumping us up as some beautiful artists in Canada. It's very bizarre. Most of us, I would say, are Canadian. From who I've seen, yes. Gray, I'm so proud of you. I still haven't played that game. You're welcome, Cindy. No worries. Okay guys, we're going to do a little bit of a switch up. We're actually going to go up and just do the white base of our hot air balloon, and then we'll come back down and work on some more colors and brightening up this area, okay? So I'm going to switch now to a very teeny tiny brush, any small brush that you have. And whatever color you're making the hot air balloon, I'd recommend following me and just doing white for now. The white will help you shape out the hot air balloon, get you confident in the shape, and it also kind of lays down a nice layer so that whatever color you put on top, it's going to turn out nice and bright. If you try and put certain colors on top of even this lighter purple, it might dilute it a little bit, it might make it look a little bit muddy and dark. So that's why I always recommend using white to do a base, and then we can fill it up with color later. It'll be like just coloring in the hard work that we're doing now. So white paint. This hot air balloon, very, very round at the top, so I'm literally going to start with a nice circle. You can place it wherever you want. I'm kind of going in the top right hand area. I just need to look at this straight on so I can get a nice round circle going. So again, a nice circle. Not oval, I'm starting with circle. I will alter it in a minute. But I wanted a nice round balloon at the top here. And you can fill it in with white as well. So whenever you have it sketched out, you can fill it in so you have a nice layer of white everywhere. And again, your choice how big or how small you want it. I'd recommend smaller because I would assume it's like further away. But who knows? Maybe the hot air balloon is coming right at us. Maybe it's nice and big. You can do multiple if you want. I stuck with one, but again, it's your painting. If you're feeling like you want to do something different, please do it. Please do it. It's almost like we're starting off with a moon or something. Sorry, microphone. I know I tapped you there. Something like that. Oh, you are, Brittany? Like done, or you're just done? Let me know. Hello from Winnipeg. Oh, neighbors. Yeah, I'm in Southern Ontario. Yeah, no kidding. That's impressive, Gray. Like, you just started, I think, right? Not impressed. Might try the method of pouring paint on again. Throwing a no. The disc method. Brittany, same thing. If you want to DM me, I can definitely help you. Clouds Gur. Same thing, Charlene. I know we're doing different clouds. Maybe that's what's throwing us off today. I know I usually stick to a specific cloud type, but again, please DM me if I can help you. Oh, no worries, Anisha. Beautiful painting. Loving to watch it. Thank you. That's okay. I don't know, Heather. Oh, that's really sweet, though. I'm just gonna teach, and then I'll I'll say a nice thank you to that. So once we have the circle, we of course want to make it more of a hot air balloon. So by doing a little pinch at the bottom, that's what I found made the hot air balloon look. So we're just doing a little bit of, it's not like a funnel, kind of like a funnel, or we're just pinching the balloon at the bottom there. It's just kind of curving around the edge and then down and in, around the edge, down and in. You can close that up. So I don't do any strings or anything fancy like that. It's just kind of the shape of the balloon for now. Yeah, I describe this as like a funnel on the bottom, or like we're pinching the bottom of the round object. That's a little more like a hot air balloon there. The rows are so satisfying. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. This is just the darkness. When they get lighter and lighter, it's going to be even better. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Second evening of playing. Get out of here, Gray. The wizard. Oh my gosh. Brittany. Banned from the chat. I'm just kidding. Giant blobs, I swear. You're always good with that, Brittany. On purpose or accidentally. It's either or. Nope, nope, nope. Different cloud now. Oh, that's funny. Okay, and then the last piece of the balloon. So I do a few little details for strings later, but not right now. For now, all I do is the little basket. So it's quite literally just a little rounded square. So, you know, just a little square. Right below, I left a little bit of a gap. Just a wee bit. Then kind of rounding out corners. That's what I mean by a rounded square. I'm not keeping it super sharp everywhere, you know? Kind of rounded. You can maybe even pinch it a little at the bottom. It looks like I did that. Made a little bit of a shorter bottom horizontally and then a longer one at the top there. But again, mainly just making sure there's a little gap and then it's just a little basket. Yeah. Sorry, Brittany. You said it. I'm deep. Yep. Don't expose me. Oh man. Dark and harsh. So you might want to try like a lighter color when you're dry brushing maybe. Yeah, you use flat ones, don't you? That might be an issue too, Brittany. Not an issue, but like it'll make it harder. I really, really, really like the round brush for clouds and for the flicks of the lavender for sure. I'm sure you could do it with the flat one, but definitely the clouds, I would say the round brush definitely helps me. It's all about how you hold it too. I'm not sure if I've told you this, but if you're using the flat one, I don't know if you are you? The medium flat, use the corner of it. Don't use it like straight at the canvas like this. You want to like choose a corner and kind of angle it. That'll make it a little more like a round brush. It kind of swirls a little bit nicer. So try that if I haven't pointed that out yet. Oh, Miko, you guys can say whatever. I just skip over stuff sometimes. Faye, I'm glad you're loving it. Excited to paint. Cool, cool, cool. Hopefully this weekend sounds good. It feels bad, man. No. Oh, man. It's, yeah, Diane. Diane says balloon looks like a light bulb. Perfect. It's like you're putting a little light bulb in the sky. It's so correct. You're so right. Perfect. Amazing. All right. So now what I'm doing, everybody, is I'm actually doing a little bit of a switch up. Maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, but there's a teeny bit of green in there. I like just a little punch of green kind of poking through. So I want to do that first because you can see it's kind of coming from behind. So it'll be a quick one. We're just going to do a couple little strokes in each row kind of near the middle, and then we'll stack on our beautiful kind of pinky purples after that. We'll do at least 2 layers. You can do more if you want. But I'm using the medium round brush again, so not that small brush. We've moved back to medium round. And I'm going to make a lime green, so I'm mixing yellow, a little bit of blue, and I will mix white in there as well. So any lime green, just a very nice light, soft green. And totally optional again. If you don't like the idea of green, that's okay. I like it just kind of peeking out from underneath. So this will be very bright compared to your other colors, so don't be alarmed. It's a good thing. Here we go. Just doing a couple small little strokes, kind of near the middle of our rows. Very spaced out. You can see I'm not adding a lot at all. Just enough so it'll peek through kind of in between our next few colors that we add. Very spaced out. Going nice and slow here. Tilting them a little bit, going up a little to the sides. Getting smaller as I get further up and further away. Very bright though. Look how bright that is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And even as you get further up the canvas too, these are further away as well. So if you want to be very detailed, you could start to make smaller strokes even as you get further to the sides, right? All these rows are getting further away from us. And hang on to this green. If you want to copy my hot air balloon design, we will be using this green in a moment. So just know that we will be using the green after we do these little streaks down here. I use green to kind of outline my balloon a little bit. I did buy a round brush, but it's a bit too big right now. Gotcha, they didn't have the size. Perfect, okay. So you know, yeah, you know that it might just be the brush that you need. If you want to do the exact same technique as me, it might just be the brush. It's all it is. Like, you can learn to work with ones, it just will take a lot longer probably. I'm sure you could pick up more of a medium-sized round, just get it pretty quickly. Either one works, Brittany, either one. Facebook or Discord, whatever you like better. I'll check both if I know that you're sending one. I won't be available right after the tutorial because I need to do some work to get this up on YouTube, but soon after. See you, Wood. Have a good sleep. Grandpa. Bye-bye. Yeah, someone pointed that out too. Diane on Facebook pointed that out, so you're on the same level. Maya, really appreciate you popping in. Yes, please. That would be great. That would be great. Again, feel free to message me on Discord if you have any questions. Welcome to Twitch, and I'll try and check you out too. Yeah, I'll just keep it a light bulb. It's fine. Alright, so we've got our green. So again, if anybody likes my design of my hot air balloon, I did do green kind of as like a little border for like some different pops of color. So I'm just going to use green to do a nice kind of curvy line near the top, kind of the top third. I'll do 2 curves coming down, a curve on the bottom, and a second curve at the bottom. Just for a little pattern design. You can do any design you want, of course, but I'm going to use this nice light green to start us off here. You can use the medium round brush like I am, just kind of like with a light touch, or you can switch to the tiny brush, whatever you like. I just like the medium round sometimes because it carries a little more paint. So I have a nice curved line near the top third, I would say, of the light bulb / hot air balloon. Let's do all the horizontal ones first. We have another curve down here. So bottom third, I would say. A little mini curve right below that one. And I mean, if you're a little messy with this green, it's okay because you can use the purple, which will go in between the green, to clean things up as well. So keep that in mind too. Oh, that's okay, Charlene. It can be whatever color you want. It was more so just white if you're doing some bright colors on top. So you'll want it white if you want to add color on top. But otherwise, that's okay. So here's a close-up of the balloon design. Again, totally customizable. This would be a nice, easy thing to customize if you're wanting to do that. Did I say Friday? Or are you saying that to yourself? Today's not Friday. Because I wouldn't be surprised if I said it, because I'm usually doing this Friday. Which doctor? Okay. It's okay, CJ. It's like, what the heck? That's okay. Yes, it's true. I agree, Gray. I agree. Yeah, I feel like it's Friday too, but it's not quite. It's not quite. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to my next color of the lavender field. So let me tell you a little bit about this. When I was making this painting, I found with the lighter purples, they didn't come off quite as bright. Even though I added white to them and tried my best to make them very, very bright, it just kind of looked muddy. So if you really look at this color, I would call this more of a pinky purple, if not maybe even pink. There's still a little bit of blue tone in here, but really to get it nice and bright like you see it here, it's mostly red and a little bit of white and then a tiny bit of blue. So just so you know that, I mean, you're welcome to change up the tone if you want, make it a little more purple, but I did find kind of the pinkier purple really made a big difference in terms of standing out of the dark background. So just my suggestion, if you want to play around with different tones of purple, you totally can. Just in case anyone was kind of like, those look pink though. And they kind of do. Yeah, I will admit. But there is still a teeny bit of blue in them, so I'm going to call them purple still. So I'm still using the same brush. I've just washed it off. And I'm once again going to use lots of red. I'm going to add a little more white this time because I want it to be more of a medium toned pinky purple. And then a tiny bit of blue. Just a tiny bit of blue. So again, the tiny bit of blue will make it a purple type shade, even though it still does kind of look like a pink. Pinky purple, that's what I'll call it. So we're using a few different shades coming up. I would call this kind of the medium shade. It's kind of the base. The majority of it is this color, and then we put a nice light pink on top and eventually a light yellow actually. So just so you know that. This will come off bright, but not the brightest. This is kind of the, again, the base color, I would say. So again, I would consider that kind of in the purple range. I know it's more of a pinky purple though. So whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to start filling up the middle here. I'm leaving the borders of my rows a little bit open so that we have that nice purple showing through, right? All that hard work that we did, we don't want to cover it all up. I'm stacking this right on top of the green, and just kind of naturally you'll see little pieces of green pulling through. You know, you want to make sure that you're not covering them all up, of course, and that should be okay as long as you're not literally covering the whole row with this color, right? You're still kind of spacing out your little strokes a little bit here and there so that you have little peaks of color just showing through. See that green just peeking in? It's great. Again, keeping a little more to the middle, you can of course kind of overlap a little bit onto the dark purple, but I'm just cinching it in a little bit. It gets lighter and lighter as it gets closer to the middle. And same thing, I'll repeat again, if I'm in the very middle here, I'm doing some strokes that are kind of like straight up and down. And then as I move to the right, I slightly start to tilt them. As I move to the left, I slightly start to tilt them in the direction they're going, either left on left, right on right. And once again, I'll point out that there are still some gaps here. I still want to have some of that darkness pulling through. It adds a little bit of dimension. Again, sorry for the lighting there. There you go. You can still see some gaps, and that's great. It all helps with all the nice layers that we have. And we're doing that to each row. This is what I meant by some of the steps are a little repetitive. They take a little bit longer, but it's worth it in the end to just really take your time with it. So just keep flicking away, stroking away. And I'll keep helping as the questions come in. And especially at the edges, I'll say that again too if I didn't. Just really try and disperse them as they get further to the edges so that you get more and more gaps. It looks like they kind of naturally start to fade away, and then you have the darker purple there. So rather than stacking them all really close to one another, just kind of spacing them out a little bit more on the very edge of the row. Then as they get more in the middle, they can kind of clutter up a little bit more. And then as well, keep in mind, you can always go back and add color. So if you're ever worried about how much of each color you're adding, maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if I should add more. Maybe try just not to add more. Try to get through all the colors, and then you can always go backwards if you need to. Check chat in a second. I just want to keep rolling here with this step. See it coming together though, especially when I put it in the light. Yup. Oh, you're fine, CJ. What's a lion's favorite place for vacation? I'm not sure. What is it? No worry, Harley / Chris, right? No worries. Have a good sleep, okay? Oh, Brittany, I think you got it. You're smart. Smart with those jokes. Yup, you name it whatever you want. I won't call mine that, but you can name yours whatever you want. You won't see that title on YouTube, Brittany, but it's okay. Imagine. I introduced the painting at the start. What did we have for titles today? It was like Lavender Fields, there was Lavender like Horizon. I think there was one that incorporated the balloon. I'll watch it back, of course, for all those title ideas. There's some good ones. There are always good ones. Do, 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 do. Every time I pick up more color, I keep grabbing more red or more blue by accident. Oh dear. We're fixing it up though. And if you want to get very detailed, of course, you could go in with the small brush, especially near the very tips here. What I kind of do is I end up tapping a little bit rather than flicking, because sometimes the flicking can create, of course, larger brush strokes. So if you want to keep it a little lighter as you get to the very ends, just do a little tap, or switch brushes if you want to get extra detailed. Okay, working my way on the right hand side. I'm going to try and speed it up here. Speed painting, here we go. And I guess on the topic of Sunday, I was talking about Sundays way earlier. I know it wasn't just now I was talking about it. If anyone else has any suggestions, ideas, recommendations for other days of the week they'd rather see me, I'm down to hear it. It just seems like we naturally fell into the Friday-Sunday type pattern. If we want a little switch up though, I'm happy to hear it. If maybe a Wednesday night would be appreciated or a Monday night or something, but I figured Fridays and Sundays are good because Friday night, of course, it's like rolling into the weekend. We can stay up a little later. And then Sunday too, it's kind of like the end of the weekend, but it's a nice little thing to look forward to at the end. So that was my theory on it. And I was thinking of trying another afternoon event soon. I know we don't do a lot of afternoon events. We do a lot of like 7 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. EST. Although people come from different time zones, of course, so it might be afternoon for them or morning for some. But I'm happy to hear it. Again, I'm always happy to hear just general feedback, suggestions for when would work for you as well. Of course, in the end, I'll be choosing what works for me, but I'm happy to be flexible. Just on my last row here, and then we can do another shade. So you can see how these are very much filling up just with this one shade here. There we go. See how it's just totally brightened up now with the one, There you go. Corn on the cob. Oh boy, what color did you use? Groki, message me. I'll help you after. Or even like right now. Any of you too. Yes, please do. Please do. You're welcome, Patricia. Helen, that's a good one. Exactly, Heather. That's you. I was thinking of you when I said some of you might not be even EST. It might not even be nighttime. So there you go. Pleb, we're actually like starting to wrap it up almost. We have like a couple more steps, not many. So if you're done with that main, I would call this the main color of the lavender field. All we need to do now is make a lighter version of that and kind of pile it just near the middle and a little bit dispersed in the field to make it a little more bright. So what I've done on my plate here, I'm using the medium round brush, and I just grabbed a little more white, popped it into the previous color. So the previous color again was that pinky purple, lots of red, tiny bit of blue. I'm making a very light version of what we had. And this is going to be, once again, another layer, and it's going to brighten up everything a little bit more. Okay, so using the tip of the brush, it's the same thing. And I would say, again, I'm sticking kind of to the middle, but I am dispersing a little bit on the outsides, but mainly what I'm doing is I'm making sure that these are very spaced out. I'm not doing a huge layer of these. This is just kind of like a little topper to everything. This is a nice little highlight on top. Just really punches everything up. You can see I'm going to complete this row and show you. Makes a huge difference. Just one more layer makes a huge difference. Look at that one compared to everything else. Just looks that much better in my opinion. That's why it's always important to kind of see it through too. Sometimes just another extra layer makes all the difference. So really using a light touch, of course, because I want these to be nice and thin and wispy. So really just using kind of the handle of the brush and really just flicking upwards very lightly. All the way down each row again. Again, I know it's a little time consuming, a little repetitive, but totally worth it, in my opinion, if you take your time. Yeah, Groke, it was Groke, Brittany. Oh! Accidental hurricane. Oh no! Because you spilled. Groke, Brittany, and it was Charlene. I'll keep helping you. I'll hang out, okay? So just, bear with me. I'm gonna get the last few steps out. It goes for everyone else too. If anyone else needs help, of course, I'm hanging around, so just know that. But I'll be able to, like, have a look and better tell you what's going on. If you want to privately message me, like, right now, I'll have a look once I'm done the steps, okay? And then I can help you right on stream here. I won't show the paintings if you don't want. I'll just have a look privately and then I'll tell you what's up. If you'd like, or you can just do it privately too, whatever you want. Sometimes it's a little easier for me to do it on stream though, so it's my suggestion. Ooh, so satisfying. I just love the last few layers. Very satisfying to watch, in my opinion. Brightens it all up. And I can still see some green, even though I've done all of these layers, and I'm not even purposely trying to avoid the green. It's just kind of what happens. The green just kind of pops through a little bit, hangs around. That's exactly what we want. It's just kind of half there, peeking through. Nice and bright now. Look at that. And again, you can still see some gaps, some nice dark gaps, and that's okay. That's great. Okay, so I'll put that down for a quick minute. I see we're at 9 o'clock, and usually we try and keep these around 2 hours, and I only have like 2 steps left here, so bear with me. We just want to fill in our hot air balloon, and then I have one little step for a nice little touch-up for the horizon line area of our lavender field. Helen, love it. Can't wait to try it in the morning. Excellent. Let me see. Oh, it's purple. It's just so bad. Throw paint on and then throw it in. Oh no! The purple. Is it your purple? Maybe is it your paint color? I don't know. Oh, you guys, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I can help you. Whatever you feel, but I'm sure I can help. Thank you, Karn. I appreciate it. Hope you're well. Hope you've been well. Yeah, we're just wrapping up the toot 10 minutes or so, I'd say. You can, ooh, let's make it abstract. Let's make it something else. Thank you, I will. I'll try and remember. Thank you. I'm glad you gave me a heads up with it. That's an idea, Brittany. Why the heck not just like make it into something completely different? That would be kind of fun. If you truly are like, I'm over it, that's okay. But keep painting. All right, everyone, I'm just going to fill in our hot air balloon now. So again, this one, as usual, totally customizable in terms of what colors, but just to go through what I did what I would call more of a medium purple up top. I made it a little bit darker coming down, and then I did a very dark purple for the little basket. So I'm going to try my best to replicate that, but again, you can make whatever colors you want. This is a very easy thing to customize while still keeping the whole general look of the painting here. Just need a clean spot to mix my purple. There we go. So more of a medium purple on the top part. So again, this is now, we've done all the planning. This is now as easy as just filling it on top of the white. Like you're coloring it in. And like I said before, if you need to use this purple to like touch up any of your green or whatever color you used, you can certainly do that because the green is definitely dry at this point. You can overlap it, clean up any edges you need to. So I started with one shade of purple there. I'm now making it a little bit darker just by adding a little more red and blue to my mixture. And you don't need to do this exact gradient either. I'm just trying to switch up kind of the shades as I go, making them all a little bit different. So again, just filling in those white gaps. Mine's going to be a little messy, as usual, because I'm trying to get this in there and then help you guys, so just keep that in mind. My hot air balloon won't be the cleanest. I'm using the same shade of purple coming down to these two sections here. And then I make one last shade of purple, just the darkest I can, so just red and blue, no white. If I can find a spot on my plate where there's no white, let's go over here. There we go. And I use that shade to fill in the basket, so it's just a nice dark basket below all the other purples. And of course I connect the basket so it's not floating below just by doing a couple little lines connecting the balloon to the basket. So here you go. Nice dark purple, just like 3 lines, one on each edge and then one in the middle to connect the little basket. Sandra, a little behind last 2 steps. Can you tell me the colors used? Yes. Makes them understand how you're doing it. Yeah, sure. So these, the last 2 in here, I assume. So I was using a medium purple and I would call it a light purple as well. Actually, scratch that. I call it a pinky purple. It's using a lot more red than blue, and I found that that just was a little bit brighter on top of the dark purple, so I call it a pinky purple. So the main one, which you see behind, it's the pinky purple. It's lots of red, a little bit of blue, and just a little bit of white, so it stays kind of in the medium range in terms of shade. And then the light one is going to be lots of red, a little bit of blue, lots of white, so to really lighten it up. And in terms of how I did it, I was using the medium round brush and just flicking them on, just like I did with the dark purple and the green and all of that. Okay, let's catch up here. Thank you for contributing, Karn. Perfect. Yep, I will look at it, Brittany. I've got one more step, and then once I kind of wrap things up, I'll get to you for sure. Oh yes, Lisa, for sure. So in terms of colors, I assume? Because filling it in is really just kind of filling it in on top of your white. So in terms of colors, I did what I would call a medium purple here. You can't really see a difference here, but on my original, I'll show you my original here. If you like the exact colors, I would call this more of a medium purple. So red, blue, and a little bit of white. I would call this a darker purple. So I used a little bit extra red and blue in this purple and filled in all 3 of these gaps and the 2 below. So all of those are the same color. And then the bottom part is a very dark purple, so just red and blue mixed together, so it's a very, very dark purple for the little basket there. Hope that helps, Lisa. Let me know if you need any more details other than that. Oh, no. I'll help, don't you worry, don't you worry. Very 2020, oh please. Okay, everyone, I have one last little step for you here, and again, totally optional. Maybe some of you might not be into it, but I thought it was a great idea. Just adding a little bit of kind of a light yellow to the very tip tops of the field, as if maybe there's some light hitting, even though there's no sunshine. There's of course a light source somewhere in here with all the nice yellows and goldens. So just a tiny bit of these little yellow strokes, just to kind of give a nice highlight along the top horizon line. Okay, so I'm going to use my medium round brush. If you want to use the teeny tiny one, you certainly could, but I would just use whatever brush you've been using for your lavender fields, whatever's been working best for you. And I'm going to mix yellow with just a wee bit of white. Yellow and a wee bit of white, so kind of going back to our sky color here, the nice kind of buttery yellow. Okay, and I described this as being kind of near the horizon line here. Very minimal though. I don't like to load this up too much because it's just a nice little highlight near the top for the light source. So doing very teeny tiny little flicks with my brush. Even like tapping or touching the tip if you want, just to get a little dot off of it. And I'm going anywhere near the tops here. I am avoiding the gaps because in theory we wouldn't really have lavender in the gaps, right? So even though we have a highlight, we wouldn't be kind of creating any new pieces of lavender in the gaps. We're just kind of sticking in the rows, but we are going all the way across. So just the tops of the middle rows, for example, right up here, very sparse. And then on these rows, you can kind of cover up more of the top here, more in the middle. Just anything in this top area here. And that was just a little extra touch on the end there. Barely anything, but still makes a little bit of a difference, just so where the light source is, it gets even lighter, even lighter. Okay. So, as Brittany reminded me, thank you. The bonus step, always the last step to your painting, is to sign it. So I'm going to do that here. Just using a light purple. I find it kind of nice as a final send-off when you're done your painting to kind of sign it. Kind of tells yourself that you're all done. You're not allowed to touch it after. I like to do it in the bottom corner, but you can do it wherever you want. There we go. Yay! I got it. Perfect. I'm glad I remembered. Okay, so that was the last step. So at this point, everybody, I'm done painting, but I'm happy to help anybody with questions. So I just hang out for at least a couple extra minutes. I wait to see if there are any last minute questions so I can help you as much as I can. And otherwise, I'll just kind of wrap things up. I'll tell you about some little closing announcement things, and yeah, we'll just hang out a bit. So thanks for coming, guys. Thanks as always for coming to join me for my tutorial. Hope you liked it. If you're interested in more tutorials, I have another one posted for next Friday. So not tomorrow Friday, and I also don't have one this Sunday. Again, I know a lot of you are used to painting on Sundays. I'm sorry I won't be here on Sunday, but you can check me out on YouTube, catch up on another painting. This will be next Friday. So we're getting really into the fall vibes next Friday. Nice little pie with the window and all that good stuff. That'll be Friday at 8 p.m. EST, a little bit later because it's a Friday night. And if you want just more content from me in general, more like painting content, I'll once again plug Twitch. I'm on Twitch like 4 to 5 times a week for maybe 6 hours a day, a long time. It's kind of like my full-time thing right now, trying my best to grow there. So if you want to check me out there, please do. Twitch.tv/erinbunpaints. You can see me painting there. I don't do tutorials aside from these ones. If I'm doing a tutorial, it's on Facebook and Twitch, but I do lots of other fun activities. You can see me paint along with friends and do some fun challenges with painting and stuff, so I think it's pretty fun, and maybe you would too. You can come check it out and hang with me on Twitch. What else do I say? Oh, post your photos. Oh yes, I was just doing that, navigating back to the event page. If you'd like to post your final photos of your paintings, I'd love to see them. I recommend if you're on Facebook today, you just go back to the event page. So the Facebook event page that you probably RSVP'd to. I'm just about to open that up. That's why things are getting a little jittery on the video feed. I apologize because I'm navigating in a different tab. Just gonna open that up for public posting, so if you want to post any photos, just give me a quick minute or two and then it will be open for posting. If you post it in the comments of this video, unfortunately the video will be deleted eventually, right? So just know that. It's better you post in the event page where they will live forever. That's a good note too. If anyone's waiting for this to be posted somewhere, it will be available on Facebook right after I'm done here, on Twitch right after I'm done there, and then eventually on YouTube. So youtube.com/erinbunpaints is where you can find this tutorial eventually and all other tutorials I've done. And then just as a quick note, this was of course a free painting event, as all of my tutorials are. Every single one of them are free. So if you'd like to support me, I've put some tip links in the description, so thank you for those who are supporting me. If you've been enjoying this event or any of my others, maybe you've been attending a lot of them, feel free to hit me up on PayPal or on the Interact e-transfer if you prefer that. They are available. Never expected, always appreciated. Thank you to those who are continuing to support me with these free events. And editing the Facebook page. If you're on Twitch, you can go to the Discord if you prefer. Thank you, Groke. I see you posted all those links. Check out the Discord. There's an art share channel there. And update. Okay. The Facebook event page should be good to post on, just so you know. Thank you. And I'll just have a look at comments here to make sure we're all good.